अर्जुन उवाच किं तद्ब्रह्म किमध्यात्मं किं कर्म पुरुषोत्तम अधिभूतं च किं प्रोक्तम् अधिदैवं किमुच्यते स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं वेत्थत्वं पुरुषोत्तम भूतभावनभूतेश देवदेव जगत्पते एवमेतद्यथा तत्त्वम् आत्मानं परमेश्वर द्रष्टुमिच्छामि ते रूपम् ऐश्वर्यं पुरुषोत्तम.
Namaste. In the last 4 episodes, we enjoyed the amazing name of Sri Krishna as Vasudeva. In one such episode, we were guided by a learned Pandit by Sri Purushothaman, who has done deep research in Srimad Bhagavad Geetha, which gave a very interesting perspective of Lord Shiva from the Bhagavata Purana. Just as the will of Sri Krishna, this episode and the next episode, we are going to talk about Sri Krishna being addressed by Purushottama. So that is the name that we are going to enjoy today and in the next episode. Purushottama appears 5 times in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, thrice by Arjuna, twice by Sri Krishna himself, addressing himself as Purushottama. So let's look at in this episode how Arjuna addresses Sri Krishna as Purushottama. Purushottama would mean Purushesha Uttamaha, Purushanam Uttamaha, means best among all Purushas and one who is beyond all Purushas. Now, Purushottama would mean a lot of things, which actually explains the supremacy of Lord Sri Krishna, as he is beyond everybody here in this earth or in this universe. So, our body is called Purukshetra. Why? Because, let's take a step back. As every Hindu, everyone born into the Sanatana Dharma believes that the body and soul are different. The soul is eternal. The body that we have today is a carrier of the soul. As we saw earlier, Krishna has told Arjuna that, hey Arjuna, you take many births based on your karma. That is an address to all of us. As Jivatmas, we get our birth in different shapes and different times, and the body that we get, the human form that we have today is based on our karma in previous births. We could have been born as an insect or anything, or an animal or another human. It could have been anything. And the next birth can also be anything based on our karma. So that means we are also Purusha because we are residing inside this body. So that is the first step. Does that make Krishna also Purusha? Absolutely. Because we saw in the previous episode while we were discussing Vasudeva that Sri Krishna manifests himself in 5 different ways, and one such way we called as the Antaryami. He is inside everybody as Antaryami. So that means Krishna is also in our body, in your body, in everyone's body. So that means he is also a Purushottama. Only difference is he knows he is Purushottama and he is here by his own will, and we are born because of our karma. We take this body based on our karma. Now let's look at this in a small story. In the Rig Veda talks about 2 birds sitting next to each other on a branch of a very good tree which has got a lot of fruits. And one bird is enjoying all the fruits. The other bird is just quietly watching, doing nothing. Okay? So just as it is, it's a perfect example of how we are inside this body as Jivatma and the other bird is Paramatma. The bird that is eating all the fruits is like you and I, the Jivatma, who is enjoying the fruits of karma, all the pleasures, all the experiences that we go through, and the other bird which is quietly watching is none other than Sri Krishna as Purushottama sitting inside and quietly watching what we are doing. He is the Sakshi Bhuta to everything that we do. If you think you are alone, remember we are never alone. Sri Krishna is always with us as Antaryami inside us and quietly watching as a Sakshi Bhuta. 1st August, if I am correct, is always celebrated as a friendship day or all those things. We all congratulate our friends, we think we have a lot of friends, but we miss to recognize and respect a very important friend, a real friend, Sri Krishna. The other bird, as I said, which is quietly watching, or the Paramatma who is sitting inside as Antaryami and watching us Jivatma do all what we are doing, is the closest friend. He is Sukrit. You can't get a better friend than him. The best part is, he is watching us, he is he is taking care of us because he knows we are his friends. But we fail to recognize that he is our friend, the only friend and the best friend, and we neither recognize nor respect. The more we respect Sri Krishna as our friend, the Sakshibhuta who is sitting inside, the Purushottama who is sitting inside, the much better our lives will be. Because in one of the stotra of Lakshmi Narsimha, it says Sakha Narsimha, he is our best Sakha, he is the best friend that we have. Just as a Purushottama is our best friend who is always with us, who is everywhere, and who is quietly observing what we are doing. Then the easiest question all of us will ask, if he is quietly observing, he is Purushottama and he is observing whatever we do, can he not stop me from doing anything wrong? That's a very good question and a very valid question. The classic example is, we all write exams, or we've written exams as students, or today's students are writing exams. The invigilator is quietly walking, he or she is not talking, and he keeps looking at papers as he walks around. He knows a particular child is not writing the right answer. He knows the answer. Will the invigilator correct the student? No, that's not his job, or not the invigilator's job at that time. Invigilator's job at that time is to quietly observe whether the child is writing the exam without copying and just completing it by time. That's all is the job. Just as that, the Shastras are divine, Sri Krishna has given us the Shastras of do's and don'ts. He is the invigilator sitting next to us as a friend and observing quietly what we are doing, whether it is right or wrong, and of course taking note of whatever we do. Just as this, Sri Krishna is here inside us as Dharaka, Boshaka, Niyamaka and a Swami. What is Dharaka? Purushottama sustains us. Boshaka, Purushottama gives us all the nutrients, all the nourishments that keeps us energized and able to do whatever we are supposed to do. Niyamakaha, he is Antaryami who is controlling all of us. As we said, he is inside us. And he is Swami. Purushottama is our ultimate Swami and the only Lord that we can ever think of. So that is how Purushottama is inside us all the time. And in Purusha Suktam, Vedas have got many Suktams, and one particular Suktam is called Purusha Suktam. The Purushottama name is there, right there, where it says Lakshmaischa Patno is our Purusha, Lakshmi's husband is our Purusha, who is Sriman Narayana. Here in Srimad Bhagavad Gita's context, it is Sri Krishna, is our Purushottama. In the 8th chapter, Arjuna asks a lot of questions to Krishna, and that again he addresses Purushottama, he addresses Krishna as Purushottama here, because for those questions he believes only Purushottama can answer, because he is beyond all the Purushas, he is the supreme, and that's why he requests Krishna as Purushottama to give the answers. The 10th chapter, 15th sloka, 10th chapter we know it is the Vibhuti Yogam, where Sri Krishna reveals himself, more about himself. There too he talks about Bhuta Bhavana, Deva Deva and Bhutanam Ishvara. It will all come later as we see in more in detail. There again Arjuna says, only you know your greatness, Sri Krishna. That's what Arjuna says. Only you know your greatness. It is impossible for a normal human to define, learn or know everything about Sri Krishna, and that too as Purushottama, because only he will know. And in 10th chapter, Arjuna exactly says that, hey Krishna, hey Purushottama, only you know about yourself. Please help me clarify all these doubts. That is what he is talking about when he mentions Bhuta Bhavana. You are the origin of all Jivatmas. We all know as Jivatmas, we all originate from him, come here and go back to him. That is how Vedas have defined all of us. Bhutesha, you are the leader of all of us. That is very important, because we have to understand Sri Krishna as Purushottama is our eternal leader. Deva Deva, you are not just leaders of the Jivatmas, you are the Lord of Lords, whom we call Devas like Indra, Varuna, you name anybody, all those Lords, he is beyond them. He is the Lord of all these Lords. And Jagatpatihi, he is Lord of this world, Jagatpatihi, and says Purushottama. So he addresses in the 10th chapter with these 5 names, Purushottama, Bhuta Bhavana, Bhutesha, Deva Deva and Jagatpatihi. In the 11th chapter, the Vishwarupa, the 11th chapter moment we say, it is all about Vishwarupa. In 3rd sloka, just before the Vishwarupa is formed, again Arjuna says, I want to see you as the leader of everybody. Hey Krishna, show yourself in your true complete form. Hey Purushottama. Again, the Lord of Lords, Lord of everything, please show me in your full form, is what Arjuna is saying. So that is the greatness of Purushottama, that we need to worship Sri Krishna. The more we realize that he is Purushottama, okay, he is the Lord of everything, the more we go closer to him. And very important, no, he is our only true friend who is always available for us, who is always with us. And we all know the Puri Jagannath Kshetra. We all know it, Puri, which is there in Orissa, the Jagannath Mandir that is there, which is very popular, is also referred as Purushottama Kshetra. It's a very interesting fact. Jagannatha, we saw that Arjuna is addressing him as Jagatpati, Jagannatha, almost the same name, and that Kshetra is also referred as Purushottama Kshetra. And the interesting fact that we saw while during Vasudeva, that we found references through Vishnu Sahasranama. Here also Purushottama appears 3 times in the main Vishnu Sahasranama itself and few more times in the Palastuti. In fact, when Bhishma Pitamaha starts reciting the names Vishwam, Vishud, Vashatkaro, after Narasimha, he immediately says Keshava and Purushottama. So the first 3 names, Purushottama comes immediately. So that is how the name is so important, that everybody worships and respects Sri Krishna as Purushottama. Let us realize that Purushottama is a true friend, who is always with us, always for us, and be blessed always. Namaste.
Madhava Achyuta Krishna Hare Rishikesha Keshava Govinda Vasudeva Bhagavan Janardana